Okay, in this video, we're looking at Chapter 5, Section 3. Chapter 5, Section 3. So again, that's St. James heading. And you write Chapter 5, Section 3. And then you write the percent proportion. Okay, what is that? What is the percent proportion? Well, actually, we've done it, been doing it, I just didn't tell you. In a percent proportion, one ratio compares a part to the whole. So when we had, say, 3 over 8, and I said, well, what's the percent? And I said, well, you put it over 100, and you find the percent. That's actually a percent proportion. This is a proportion. 3/8 is one part of the proportion, and that x over 100, that's the other part of the proportion. Well, there's a little formula for that. It's real easy. Is over of equals percent over 100. Okay, this will help us find the answers to many problems. We're going to use it a lot in this video. You're going to write this every time. You write the formula every time, every problem. Okay, so memorize it. This is very important. Is over of equals percent over 100. So if I want to find the percent, and the question is 17 is what percent of 68? Well, let's see. I have of 68, and I have 17 is. And obviously, it says what percent. So I'm looking for, that's my x, I'm looking for the percent. So I write is over of equals percent over 100. Okay, so the is, I boxed it, that's 17. So I write that in the is spot. And the of is 68, so I write that in the of spot. And my x is the percent, because I don't know what that is, and then it's always over 100. That will never, ever, 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 ever change. Not ever. Okay, and you solve this exactly as you would. Anything else? Okay, you solve it. So we cross multiply. We've done this before. So 68 times x equals 17 times 100. You've 68x equals 1700. Okay. Then you divide by 68. Divide by 68. You grab your calculator, which I have this time, and you do 1700 divided by 68. And you get x equals 25. And don't forget, you're looking for the percent, so you better have that percent sign. 25%. That is our answer. 25%. Let me just do it again. Here's another one. And you got to get used to you got to get used to figuring out and finding out which part goes where. So it says 41.4 is, that gets boxed, what percent of 92? Of is your whole. It's out of all of the 92 children, 92 socks, 92 whatever. What is the percent? So we are looking for the percent again. So we set it up. Is over of equals percent over 100. Yes, you write that every single time. You write that every single time. Let me just move this stuff down a little bit in our way. Okay? So is would be your 41.4. And the of is the 92 because it's the whole thing. Of means whole, that whole thing. And we're looking for the percent. So you write your x, sorry. You write the x. Okay? Let me cross multiply again. Cross multiply. So we get 41.4 times 100 equals 92 times x. Yep, that hasn't changed. So 41.4 times 100, you just move the decimal point over 2 spaces. So it's what, 4,140 equals 92x. Divide by 92. Divide by 92. X equals, I will need a calculator, 4140 divided by 92 is 45. And remember, it's a percent you're looking for, so you better have the percent sign or it's wrong. So it's 45%. is your answer, okay? That is finding the percent, all right? Now, I want to show you how to find the part. See, find the part or is, okay? Remember, that's in our equation. So now our x is going to be in the is spot. So what number is, that's my x, I don't know that, 80% of 500. Okay, so you're right, is over of equals percent over 100. And obviously, the easiest thing for us to fill in first, the easiest thing for us to put in is the 80. The 80 goes in the percent spot. The percent goes in the percent spot. So you have 80 over 100. That's the easiest thing to put in. Then of 500 goes in the of spot. So there's only one place left to put an x. It's in the is spot, where you're looking for the piece of this, okay? So now you're not looking for a percent, so I better not see any percent signs in this answer. You're not looking for a percent, you have one. So now we cross multiply, okay? We get 500 times 80 equals 100 times x, okay? 500 times 80 is 40, and add 3 zeros, equals 100 x. You divide by 100, divide by 100, okay? And if you remember the trick from 7th grade, or last video, you cancel out the zeros, so x equals 400. It's not a percent. Do not write a percent sign, because it's not a percent. Okay, and that's why sometimes the calculator is not very fast, because you can do some of this quick math in your head before you even type it in the calculator. Let's try another one. Okay, what number is 35%, box the 35%, of 48? Okay, so is over of equals percent over 100. Again, remember, the 35 is going to be the easiest thing to place, because it goes in the percent spot. It's labeled. Percent goes in the percent spot. So it's 35 over 100. It's always going to be over 100. And the of goes in the of spot at 48. So there's only one spot left for an x in the is. Again, we cross multiply and solve. So it's 48 times 35 equals 100 times x. Yes, I'm going through this fast, because these are just examples. So yes, you have to write every example down. So pause if you have to. All right, so 48 times 35 is 1680 equals 100x. Divide by 100. Divide by 100. When you divide by 100, like we learned last video, you just move the decimal point 2 spaces to the left. So the decimal point's hidden there. On the right, you move it to the left. 1, 2. So the answer is 16.8. No, it is not a percent, so do not write a percent sign. It is not a percent, do not write a percent sign. Okay? Remember, the part is not a percent. Okay, now we're looking for the whole, or the of, in our problem. Okay? The of in our problem. So, let's get to work. Where are we? Here we go. Okay, so I write is over of equals percent over 100. Let's see if I can figure this out. I box the 32%. It's going to go in the percent spot. I have 14.4 is. It's going to go in the is spot. And then of what number? Well, now we're looking for the of. That's my x. So, the easiest thing to place is the 32 over 100. And the is, well, that's 14.4 over what? An x. There's always going to be a spot for an x. Always. So if you don't have a spot for an x, then you did something wrong. Okay, so cross multiply. It's 14.4 times 100 equals 32 times x. 14.4 times 100, so you move the decimal point 2 spaces to the right. So you get 14,000, nope, too many zeros. 1440 equals 32x. Again, using that mental math will make this go a lot faster. You still have to show your work though, like this. 30 divide by 32, divide by 32. So 14 40 divided by 32. And that gives us x equals 45. Again, it is not a percent, so don't put a percent sign because you're not looking for a percent. You're looking for the of, the whole. Okay? Let's try another one. Is over of equals percent over 100. Okay? Again, let's box it. The 30% gets boxed. That goes right here. 23.4 is, goes in this spot. And we're looking for of what number? It's my x. Okay, so let's plug it in. 30 goes in the is spot. I'm sorry, 30 goes in the percent spot. The 23.4 goes in the is spot. All over x. Remember, you need an x somewhere. Cross multiply, and you get 23.4 times 100 equals 30 times x. Okay, so again, when you're multiplying by 100, move it 2 spaces. Okay, and you get 23, it's really 2, 3, 4, and add a 0, equals 30x. Okay, divide by 30, divide by 30, yes. Grab that calculator, 23, 4, 0, divide by 30, and you get x equals 78. Again, it's not a percent, so don't put a percent sign. It's not a percent. Okay, so we just did finding the is, finding the of, finding the percent. There's a lot in this video, so hopefully you're keeping track and paying really close attention. Okay, I'm going to give you a problem, and I am not going to tell you what you're looking for. I'm not going to tell you if it's an is or an of or a percent. So your problem for your next class is this. Find, well, here it is. 18 is 45% of what number? Okay, there's your problem for next class. You have to obviously write is over of equals percent over 100 and solve. So hopefully you can figure out what you're solving for. See you next class.